This is the video I wish I had when I went through my hard times. First of all, I'm sorry you have to watch this video, but I'm happy you're here because I really think this will help you. Hello, welcome back. I'm Sandra. I'm an actress, and I usually talk about things in life based on my acting perspective. But today we're gonna talk about human stuff. And acting is life, so it kind of relates. And we love suffering and swimming in puddles of melancholia and nostalgia. But anyway, we're not gonna go there. Okay, so first of all, let's try to understand why hard times are so hard. I mean, of course, it's the actual event that happened, and it involves lots of feelings and suffering and maybe loss. But what actually scares us is the unknown. A hard time usually involves something that shifts. And when something shifts, we don't usually know what's going to happen, and that's the unknown. And it's the loss of control. And we love control. We love to have control of our lives, and it's normal. So yeah, obviously when we lose it and we don't know what's going to happen, our nervous system is all over the place. Okay, so the only way in which we can gain control is by accepting the present moment. Sounds simple, right? Right, but let's see how we get there. Why is that important? Well, because the present moment, it's obviously the only thing we can control. We can't control what happened, and we can't control what will happen, and we don't know what's going to happen. We only know what's happening now. So let's focus on that, okay? Stay with me. Okay, so we have 4 steps in this video, 4 steps, and the rest of the steps you're gonna figure them out by yourself. The first step is to feel your feelings, okay? We talked about gaining control and accepting the present. In order to start truly healing and reconnecting with yourself, it means you have to accept not only the situation, but also how you feel about the situation. Because saying that I'm great when you want to cry all day, that's not acceptance, that's resistance. That's resistance to your true actual feelings, okay? And also, a very important thing that I've learned is you can't stop caring about something. You either care or not care about it. And if you do, there's no point in saying that you don't care, okay? That's also resistance. You just have to accept that you still care about a situation until you will naturally detach. That's real detachment, by the way. You can't force detachment. You can learn that detachment is great, and yeah, it is. It is the key and the solution to everything. But you can't force it. You can't say, okay, yeah, I'm detached. No, you're not. That's not how it works, okay? You have to accept your feelings. You have to feel your feelings. Only after you've eliminated that energy, only after you've transformed that energy, will it go away, obviously. If you suppress it, it will stay inside of you. So that's not acceptance, it's resistance. First step, feel your feelings. The next step is actually related to the first one. Give yourself time, a certain amount of time, to feel your feelings, to feel bad, to cry, etc. But know that after that amount of time, you're gonna start working on yourself. You're gonna start giving yourself the love that you deserve. You're gonna start to try to see the goodness around you. Even if that certain period of time is gonna change, so you can't know for sure when your feelings will go away, the fact that you know that at some point something's gonna change is gonna help you not lose yourself in the puddle of self-pity and in the fear of the lack of control. You control the situation by allowing yourself to feel your feelings, knowing that when you are done with that, approximately, because you can be done, there's not a certain amount of time like, okay, so I will feel my feelings right now and now I'm going to start working on myself. No, it's not how it works. But at some point, working on yourself will be manageable and desirable, and you're going to want something more. Okay, suffering won't be enough for you anymore. You're going to want something to change. People only truly change when they suffer or when they become truly conscious. And most of us become truly conscious only by suffering, because we don't know that we need to evolve. And this is also why it's so important to feel your feelings, because you'll understand how bad it is and how dark is the place in which you are right now, that after you've went through that period, you'll never want to be there again. So that's going to be a great motivation to be consistent with the steps that we'll talk about later, okay? The third step is to reconnect with yourself. So what does that mean? It means that you own your day. How do you do that? You own your mornings and you own your evenings. You can control what will happen to you externally with other people, okay? But you can control what happens with you internally. You can control your thoughts. You can control your actions. And you can control your perspective on what happens later in the day. Okay, so how do you own your mornings and your evenings? First of all, the most important thing of all, don't use your phone the minute you wake up and right before bed. Actually, don't use your phone the first half an hour, okay, after you wake up, and the last half an hour before you go to sleep. And if you can, use it as late in the day as you can. I'm serious about it. Because you open your phone, there are all sorts of notifications from other people's lives and perspective on life, and then you don't even know that you have a new day in front of you. You don't even know what you want to do with that day, and you're already checking out the days of other people and what they think about it. And so you become a servant in their perspective of life, and you don't have your own unique perspective on life. You don't know what to do with your day. You become controlled by other people. That's not self-care. That's just lots of information for your sleepy brain. Factually speaking, is that even an expression in English? I don't know. Let's talk about how my mornings and my evenings look like, okay? So the thing that I cannot go without, and if I do, my mind starts doing nasty things, is journaling, okay? Journaling is so important because you have some energy in your brain, okay, and thoughts. And if you don't put them out and let them go, you'll carry them around with you for the whole day, and even days and weeks and months maybe, okay? So that is why you have to know that you've put them out there, someone holds them for you, so you don't have to think about them anymore, okay? They're on paper. You can forget about them because they're on paper. They don't disappear, okay? You can stop thinking about them because they're out there, okay? They're out of your brain. That is why it's so important to write something, not only talk about it. So, write, journaling, obviously, that's a must for your mornings and evenings. In the morning, I always make a list of at least 3 things that I'm truly grateful for in the present moment. So, for example, I have the time to write. I am breathing. I am wearing my silky pajamas. I drank a glass of water a minute ago. Okay, so real things that anchor you in the present moment. Also, another thing that I like to do after waking up is meditation and listening to affirmations. I either listen to affirmations first while I drink my glass of water, or meditate and then listen to affirmations. Sometimes I skip affirmations and just listen to high vibrational music, and that doesn't mean, all these handpan music videos on YouTube. That just means that I'm not gonna listen to heartbreaking songs in the morning, because it's gonna alter my energy and I don't want that. Another important thing to do in the morning, and keep it in mind, it might help you, is getting in contact with your body through some kind of movement. That might mean stretching or yoga or calisthenics. If that's your thing, great. I started with stretching because during my hard times I found it hard to eat, so I didn't have the strength to do more. But dancing also helped. Then I started doing Pilates, I don't know how you pronounce it. Anyways, and it really connected me with my body, and it made me love it so much more and appreciate it and be grateful that it carries me throughout the day. And it's really a great way to start your day. And then I move through my day differently. In the evening, journaling is key, obviously, so you don't go to sleep with lots of thoughts about how your day went and what went wrong and what went right. You put them out there and then you can go to sleep with a peaceful mind. I love to write at least 3 things for which I am proud of myself, that I did in that day, or good things that happened that day, because it shifts my perspective. And then obviously no phone, at least half an hour before bed. And visualizations, if that's your thing, because they're magical and they give you a sense of purpose and a sense that everything is possible, and everything is possible, and you do control everything if you accept the present moment. But more of that in another video. Okay, and that leads us to our 4th step, which is to live in the present moment. I know it's difficult. I know it's the last thing you want to hear right now, because you're probably in the first stages of your journey during hard times, and all you want to do is stay with your feelings and suffer and cry, and that's normal. But just know that being in the present moment is so liberating. And all it takes is 3 breaths, 3 conscious breaths. Do it with me. And what you do is you only focus on your breath. You let your mind be peaceful for a couple of seconds, not much, and then you'll see the world differently. You'll have more acceptance. These are the first 4 steps in your healing journey. I'm sure that after you reach stage 3, you're gonna be on your own way. You're gonna create it by yourself. Take everything I said with a grain of salt. It's your personal journey. And be open. Be open to solutions. Be open to possibilities. Be open to life. Be present. And Know that you deserve only the best, and really, every hard thing happens for a reason. You can either choose to believe this and evolve, or not, and then you'll just stay there until you will realize that you can use it for your own good. I'm sending you love and light. You're powerful. You're strong. Good luck. Goodbye.